here in frigid Budapest to speak at Hungary's top business school and to deliver some talks on entrepreneurship, branding, culture, and its effect on business strategy. But let's jump right in. Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life.
Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once you slip, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their own reputations. Then stand aside and let public opinion hang them. Greene cites the story of Chinese General Li Yang, who was an impressive military leader who was caught off guard while he was in a town with 100 of his soldiers.
He received word of 150,000 enemy troops that were on their way to capture him.
He told his group to take down their flags, open the city gates, and hide. He sat on the most visible part of the city's wall, wore a Taoist robe, lit some incense, started playing his lute, and chanting.
He saw the sea of soldiers approaching, but acted like he didn't see them and kept doing what he was doing.
When their leader spotted Li Yang on the wall while his troops were itching to enter, the general of the army called for an immediate retreat. The reason why was because Li Yang was known as the sleeping dragon, known as the cleverest man in China with tricks always up his sleeves. Even though for a second the opposing general thought Li Yang was alone and desperate, Li Yang's reputation was well known that it forced 150,000 men to retreat without an arrow being shot.
Greene likens reputation to magic, as it can make people come to you or flee from you.
For one person, a deed can be dreadful, but for another person, the same deed could be seen as brilliance, depending on the doer's reputation.
Greene suggests to become known for one trait, like honesty, generosity, seductiveness, or cunning.
This quality will set you apart and get people to talk about you. Then he says to make this trait known to many people, but do it slowly. Create a slow, firm foundation for your reputation. It will then spread like wildfire. If your reputation has been tainted, align yourself with people who counteract your image, he says. Through association, you will not be seen as lowly anymore, and may even be elevated. When you're first establishing your rep, prepare for attacks on it. And when the slanders come, don't be defensive or angry, as it shows insecurity and a lack of confidence in your reputation. Take the high road and never look desperate in your self-defense. As my man Tone Trump says, if they ain't hating, you ain't winning. The only one who should attack a reputation, I mean, if you want to be attacking someone's reputation, because you shouldn't. But according to Greene, if you're someone who wants to attack someone's reputation, you should be someone with no or little reputation, because you have everything to win. It's the person with the large reputation who has everything to lose.
But if you don't break your enemy's reputation, Greene says you will inadvertently ruin your own.
The story of Chinese General Li Yang reminded me of the great boxer Mike Tyson, and how he said that he knew that he already won fights before he even entered the ring because his opponent was already defeated by the reputation of Mike Tyson. This law also reminds me of a quote by the great investor Warren Buffett when he said, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it."
So start your Google alerts now, because your reputation is probably your most valuable social asset.
It will get the introductions and invitations you want. You'll meet people who you've always wanted to meet just to find out that they wanted to meet you too, because of your solid reputation. But a bad reputation can shut doors on your face, or worse, shut doors on your face and you don't even know it. A bad reputation can create so many problems for you in ways that you'd never imagine. There's an interesting survey that said of the 75% of American adults who've Googled themselves, nearly half say the results weren't positive. So if someone wanted to counteract this, he or she would need to consistently publish online content, be active on social media, and take control of his or her reputation. This is how you reclaim your good name.
Your rep is built on time and consistency.
You don't own your reputation. People do. But you have the power to mold your reputation in their minds. In this day and age of social media, also think about the effects of your posts or the lack of them. If they're negative in tone, for example, this is what people will associate with you. Someone who looks at life negatively, and in turn, people will think of you as someone who's just negative. Additionally, when things hit the fan, have crisis controls in place for your reputation. Rarely do people have trouble when they've overplanned. It's not planning that gets you in trouble.
And don't wait to act. Own up to it too.
Also, be proactive with your reputation. But how you go about all of this needs to be administered with wisdom, because how you build your reputation and protect it will have different perceptions. But if you're someone who doesn't care about what people think, Greene says you may be seen as arrogant, but I think in these days and times, people actually applaud those who don't care. But you know deep down we do. As Greene says, by not caring how you are perceived, you let others decide this for you.
Well, that's Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. And when you do, according to Greene, you're able to attain some power. Signing out from freezing Budapest, Hungary. Take care and be awesome. Peace. Guess what I'm gonna do? Eat. Because I'm hungry. Get it? That was corny.